Hey team, in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to create a 112 bot. So for people who want to automate their 112 strategy, this is how you do it. First step is click on Dashboard. Second is you click on Create an Auto Trader. Third, you click on Create an Auto Trader, and then from here you'll click on 112. Again, if you want to do a 111, that's the same exact strategy. If you want to do a 112 where you define the risk, you'll click on this. And so again, a 112 looks like this. You buy an option, you sell an option, you sell two options. Now, if I go back here for a second, whoops, I clicked on 111. That's just all ones. But I want to show you here a 112. This works for people with an IRA account or someone who want to use less buying power and have less risk, because you're buying one, you're selling two, and then you're buying two at a further delta to define your risk, which is great for retirement accounts where buying power could take up a lot on a 112. But for this video, we're just going over the 112. So right here, we'll click on the asset we want to trade. Again, if we want to trade futures for the 112, we need to connect a broker that supports futures. Right now, that is only tastytrade. But again, we have Tradier and Charles Schwab coming in the future at an unannounced date, because we're still waiting on their team to fill us in. But again, tastytrade would be able to do a futures one, but regardless, you can set this up on any asset. Next, we'll pick your days until expiration. If you want to convert this into a calendar, you can do that as well. But we'll get into that in another video. Again, we'll pick our strike prices based on delta. Again, if you want to do something specific, like you're like, okay, Austin, I want my put debit spread to be a certain dollar wide, then you can click strike offset. So I'll pick the 25 delta to buy that put, and then you can create a $100 wide, $150, $200 wide, depending on what you want to do, or a $50 wide put debit spread. This will again be a distance away from this option right here, and then again we can pick our delta for the two we want to sell. So just like that to structure the 112. From there, we'll pick how often we want to enter the trades, whether it be once a week or multiple times a week. We'll also pick the day or any day if we don't care, and we can also pick a specific time. There's advanced entry settings here. If you want to enter based on a specific indicator or trend lines, you can use our TradingView integration for that. Next, click Save and Continue. Then we'll set up our exit rules. So again, that's your take profit, stop loss, and early management. So when do we want to close for a profit? When do we want to close for a loss? And what happens if we want to close the trade early? Now, since this is a 112 can actually be converted into a hedge. So again, by default, we close the entire position. But if you want to convert it into a hedge, you can do that by either converting it into a PDS hedge, which will close the two short puts once your take profit is hit. Or we can do a ratio hedge where it's going to close the short put of the put debit spread, and that's going to happen again at the take profit percentage, or you can just close the entire trade out. If you'd like to see advanced management settings, you can do that here as well. Next, click Save and Continue. From here, we'll set up the buying power. 112s take up a lot of buying power. So if you want to place a 112 to trade, you can see here it's going to cost about $10,000 per trade. So if I want to put on one trade, I need at least $10,000 set here for the bot to use. If I want to do, let's say, 3 or 4 trades, then I would need at least $40,000 set for the bot to ensure that the bot can place that trade. But for now, I'll just put $10,000, assuming I'm only doing one trade. Next, I can see a summary of what's going to happen. I can see my settings, so I can make sure to review that I set this correctly. After I've reviewed that, I'll click on the checkbox to authorize this to automate for me, and then I'll click Save Auto Trader, and just like that, I've automated and created a 112 bot.